Today on Key Moments, we're talking some of the most forgotten filler characters in all of Dragon Ball Z.
You love to hear it, Doto. Doto, we're in the thick of things, brother.
Oh, yes, we are. I love that jingle too.
Man.
Nano, I just want to start this podcast off by saying, damn, this was a tough one, bro. This was. We watched 3 episodes today.
We did.
Whoo! It felt like 5, bro. It felt like 5. It felt like 5.
If you've been with us since the beginning, people were like, did they really just watch one episode and they're doing a pod over just one episode? We're finally getting to like the thick of things where we're watching multiple episodes. I do want to start off by saying this is Key Moments. That's DotoDoya. I'm Nanogenix, and we join here at least once a week to talk about anime and just, you know, all the things. All the things.
I like that you said at least once a week. Sometimes, you know, we've been close to missing, but so far our accuracy is pretty crazy.
Dude, we're not gonna miss, I promise you, because we have our key members to think about, and it, you know, we can't miss. We can't miss.
It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, Nano.
No, dude, we're not gonna miss. We're gonna be proactive. I know it.
I hope so, bro. But you never, after an episode session like this, it's looking less likely, bro. I'm thinking I'm gonna be sick next time we want to record. Bro, this was egregious. They had an egregious one in here that I can't wait to talk about.
Yeah, so here's what we're doing today. We're talking about 3 episodes that we just got through reacting, which you can check out our reactions over on the Patreon for Key Moments, where you can become a key member. I'll leave that linked down below in the description. You get tons of bonus content, including our reactions and everything else that we put up over there. It's awesome. So thank you guys for supporting us over there on that. But we also have to go back, Doto. We have a little bit of house cleaning because we didn't rate one of the episodes that we watched, and it's been bugging me that we didn't do this. And when we look back on it, it's a penultimate, one of the best episodes in the series so far that we didn't give a rating.
If I would have known about that, it would have pissed me off and bothered me a little bit more. I'm not going to lie. But I just want to bring up a funny story because Nana was going through checking all of our ratings for all the episodes anyway. Mm-hmm. And then somebody actually was running a Twitter account that did that for us. And I'm not even joking. The day before we personally saw that Twitter account for the first time, Nana was like, I think we forgot to rate one of the episodes. I don't know, though. I don't think anybody noticed. That'd be embarrassing if anybody did. And then I see the tweet. It's like, I think they forgot to rate this episode. That's embarrassing.
The timing on that was crazy, by the way.
The tweet even said, like, maybe they just decided to cut this part of the podcast out. And then they were like, okay, I'm back with the next episode's rating. They just forgot. They're dumb. Yeah, that was unfortunate, bro.
They either forgot to do it or stopped doing it. Either way, we will find out in the next episode. It seems like they just forgot to do it for episode 5.
That's embarrassing, bro. They doubled back to make fun of us. Do you know how embarrassing that? Like, he gave us the benefit of the doubt. He said, maybe they just cut it. Who knows? Like, it's early on. They're finding their foot. No, they just forgot.
So
on the final Raditz saga,
the episode that we did forget to give a rating to is episode 5, which is titled Gohan's Rage, which is the episode you are thinking of. It is the episode where we finish off Raditz. It is that episode. It is the special beam cannon where Goku holds Raditz. Like, it is.
It is the episode, bro. We gave it nothing. Damn. But do you want to rate it real quick? I feel like
let's rate it before we dive into the rest.
You want to go first or me?
I can go first. Yeah.
Okay, I'll hold up my score then. I'll hold up my score.
I think I know what I probably would have given it at the end of that episode specifically, but I think here I'm just gonna give my rating. So I
held mine up.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Oh yeah, really a 9?
There's no way you're holding 9 up.
I hate you, bro. I definitely held up a 9 like 6 minutes ago.
Stop!
Bro, I feel like, okay, but this one I'm going to give us some leniency on because it has been a while, so who knows? Maybe it could have been a 10. I feel like I don't want to give it a 10 because that's a little wild.
Yeah.
But it's the final Raditz saga. It sets up the Saiyans. I mean, come on.
So here's what I was going to say is I think I would have maybe given it an 8 the day we watched it. But now that we're farther and I'm like, we just got through watching what I think maybe might be one of the worst episodes we've seen of Dragon Ball Z to date, I gave it an additional point. So we probably would have on that day had differing opinions. But now looking back on it, I'm like, man, bring me back to that.
he didn't know how good it was.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things. You don't realize how good things are sometimes when you're in the middle of them until you look back on it. You know, it's like, and that's
I will say one of the episodes we're going to talk about today was so egregious to me that just pulling up the wiki to remind myself what Gohan's rage looked like, I was like, oh wow, dude, like there used to be fighting in this show. There used to be like action and storylines and setups and payoffs, and and then dueling Piccolos happened to me, but that's for later.
Piccolos happened.
Then dueling Piccolos, but clickbait, by the way. You want to talk about egregious clickbait, Nano? Dueling Piccolos is the most egregious clickbait I ever did see in my life.
Dato, before we get into this, though, it's been a while because last week was our ranking of the sagas, which, by the way, was an absolute blast and has done really well. Thank you guys for vibing with that one for sure. But how you been? How are things?
I've been good. I don't think, honestly, not a lot of key moments in my life happened over the past week. No, I rated the sagas, and then I feel like I went to bed and woke up, and now we're here. So for me, not much. But what about you?
You know, I haven't had much time for it because I've been busy like doing work and a bunch of other stuff. Also, I'm trying to prepare for tax season, which is just like never fun, dude. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Fortnite Chapter 5 has kind of got me locked in, bro. I literally just want to play that all the time. Like so right now what I'm doing when I have free time, and I actually have like a decent amount of a chunk of free time because I'm not trying to be bothered while I'm in the middle of it, is I'm playing through Ghost. Have you ever played through Ghost of Tsushima?
No.
Have you played it at least a little bit?
No, but I've watched it a decent bit.
Good. That game handles it's so much fun. That game is so good. But when I'm not playing that, which I'm literally only like a mission and a half probably away from seeing the end of that game, which is so crazy to me. Because like the game's like a little over 3 years old and I'm finally gonna see the end and I'm excited. But when I'm not doing that, I'm like trying to play Fortnite. Like I'm like, I think you got to work a little bit when we're done potting. But I'm like, Dato, what are you doing like later? You know, like you trying to Fortnite?
It is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really a Fortnite head myself. Usually, like I wouldn't say I was when the game was like at its biggest. I wasn't playing, or like I would buy like the Dragon Ball skins and then I jumped out. But yeah, something about this season, especially because I have that Peter Griffin goal I've been working towards. I've also been playing it a lot, and it just it looks so good on the Xbox, which I just have set up in my living room. Sometimes I can go down there. Oh, and they added the racing mode, which I'm godlike at. I could easily get top. Yes, bro, I could get top rank in that, no problem.
Hang on, I got to see this. Wait,
bro, I was streaming it, bro. I'm nasty.
Are you?
I'm nasty at Fortnite Rocket Racing, bro. Let's queue up sometime.
Have you played the Lego mode yet?
Yeah, I did. Just casually though. Like the day it came out, I was like, all right, let me. Because I'm not gonna lie, I thought and I was hoping that it was just the exact same game, but everybody was like Legos and building Lego structures. I don't know why I thought that would be really funny. But it was just Valheim. Yeah, it was Lego Valheim. But I actually do think it probably could be cool if they had like bigger boss fights. And just more boss fights. I could actually see myself playing that unironically.
I mean, I'm probably, my son is about to be on his Christmas break, and I think I'm going to set up because there's no local co-op for this, so I'm actually probably going to set him up in this room. I'm going to have to make an additional Epic account, I think, for this, but I'm probably going to set him up on the PlayStation, and then I'm going to play on the PC, and we're going to play in a server together. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say, bro, you're a dad. You're kind of done for. Like, I think your Christmas vacation is about to be Lego Fortnite all day long, 24 hours a day.
Does that sound all that bad?
No, honestly, no, it doesn't. I feel like you'd be doing that anyway. I feel like you're going to be like, hey, let me take a break from the server. I got to run a few games and I'll be back. hold down the old survivalist camp.
Dude, you think I'm playing on survival with my kiddo, my 5-year-old?
Yeah. What, creative mode?
Yeah, we're gonna be in creative. Man.
Wow, dude, damn.
He ain't gonna know to cycle over to eat his food when he starts to be hungry.
He's just like, I died. What happened? Like that's shocking to me.
Yes, 100%, 100%. But speaking of creative and creatures that could definitely take out me and my kiddo, because he'll be like, Dad, how do I do this? And I'll be like, man, damn, there's a Princess Snake who's episode 14 of Dragon Ball Z. And we got the privilege of watching, and actually made me think, and I think Dato think, this was a 2-episode kind of day, because this was a pretty good one.
My hopes were so high. Princess Snake, I really liked this episode. I was pleasantly surprised that there's a reason this episode is so memorable, and it's because it's just pretty good.
Yeah, and so we've talked about this a lot on this podcast, but one thing that goes a long way for definitely myself, and it seems to be for Dotto too, is like when the episode is able to semi-progress the overall main arc and goal that we're going to, but also has like a nice beginning and ending to a nice little side story, which that is the definition of Princess Snake here. And that's fantastic. Not trying to foreshadow too much as if we already haven't done it enough. But, we might be getting to one that does not
the opposite of this. So, honestly, if you look at these two episodes, Princess Snake is a masterclass in how to do a nothing Dragon Ball Z episode. Nothing really happens all too much. I mean, a little bit here and there, but the cutting around feels good. It feels like we're moving on every aspect of the story. And then also like this side adventures happening, and that's going to get wrapped up in one episode. And it's just funny. And there's stuff going on, and characters are at least talking. But yeah, there's a lot more to the episode. Nano, what were your big highlights? Anything jump out to you?
Okay, so this episode is also like literal. I think I even in the reaction, again, shout out the Patreon, where you can watch our reactions and all that. But I'm pretty sure that this was like the Dotto stonks going up. They went really down the next episode, but they were going hella up in this one because this is the first time that we get to see the humans completely together, which I might say, as cool as that was, I don't feel like they capitalized on it enough. Like we finally, we hadn't seen Tien with everyone yet. We get it. And it's just glossed over so we can go back to Princess Snake.
It was definitely just a teaser. But I even, low-key, I forgot that was in this episode. But yes, you're absolutely right. They gave our first hints of the Earthlings going at it and learning was in the Princess Snake episode, which, if we're going to cut back to anything, I'll take all the cutbacks to that if possible. I'm kind of over the Gohan arc. Yeah. At least the Gohan survivalist arc.
The Gohan,
I think it's run its course.
Is stayed too long at this point. Yeah,
I'm tired of it.
But beyond that, I mean, I think that just in general, I mean, the Princess Snake, and I think the reason why it is memorable beyond just the fact that it's her and everything, it's just a really good, quick story. Like it moves really well. Like there's a lot that happens. Him going up to the house that appears to be a house, but then it morphs into the head of a snake. And then you get in there and it's like all the kind of just like toying around with him and stuff. And again, they love doing this like very shadowy. They didn't really truly reveal Princess Snake for like a minute, right? Like she's like behind the curtain and then you kind of don't see her full face yet until she actually gets revealed like to Goku, which was really cool. And it just moves along really well, right? Like the feeding him and taking him out back to cook him, but not really.
Yeah. That's with that cooking thing, the dark humor in this episode, I actually just laughed. Not even ironic, not even because me or Nano like said something in the reaction, but it was just the episode made me laugh like 3 times. One of it happened before Goku even got in, where, bro, the street cleaner that Goku had beef with.
Was this? Oh my
God.
The
street cleaner that Goku had beef with actually goes to hell, and it made me realize that maybe it was just jokes and I didn't mean, because I was like, bro, this, like, if I was Goku, I'd be pissed at that guy. But nah, I fully believe he did not deserve to go to hell for eternity, especially while working his minimum wage job. By the way,
that is all me and you doing that. He never actually really had beef with this character. It's just me and you saying that you should have beef because he would never fallen off if it wasn't
I know, and it wasn't even Goku's fault, bro. There was no real beef in the show, only for the viewers at home. And the audience, the writers were like, you know what? The audience, maybe they'll be a little pissed. We should send him into hell for all eternity. I think that's fair.
But dude, what's even crazier is before that happened, of course, neither one of us remember that's going to happen. Dotto says like, you don't say you should go to hell, but you say like something should happen.
He should get his ass beat or something.
What you said, and then I didn't know that it was going to make it tip all the way over because he hits it and it kind of pauses for a second.
They tease it, bro. They tease it.
Yeah, so I thought he was going to be okay, and then it just goes all the way over and he falls all the way down, dude. No,
it seems like such an anime thing for him to hit the bump. The car goes over just a little. He goes whoa, 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 whoo, and then he like breathes a sigh of release. And even then, I would have been like, wow, that was a close one. But no, he goes, whoo, and then he's gone, bro. He got 3 frames on screen and he's in hell for the rest of his life. I hope later on when we like revisit hell and more filler, like he's in there and he's just, now he has beef with Goku, honestly.
Yes. Yeah.
And honestly, his is more deserved. His is more deserved. Oh man, the writers got to bring him back. And then
another fun fact too, by the way, which you pointed out, but Yajirobe.
I forgot. I forgot about that. He's like actually training. Yeah, like not a joke. He's
actually training with the humans.
I just thought he was always kind of a joke delivery guy in Z, but no, they kind of give him his 3 episodes to be serious.
I mean, he is the penultimate reason why they defeat Vegeta later. Spoilers,
dude. What the hell? Spoiler. I don't even know what the Saiyans are. Vegeta, does he keep his green color scheme? What the? But no, like, Yajirobe being serious was nice, and then the boiling alive like joke was funny. Goku's ass up.
Yeah.
A lot of ass shots in this episode too. So, sex appeal is at an all-time high. Humor is at an all-time high. Was there any other Princess Snake generic stuff you wanted to touch on before I go into the third joke that really got me? Or not even joke, but
does it have to do with the mirror?
No, not the mirror. It had to do with one of the Princess Snake ladies that wasn't Princess Snake. They wanted to stall Goku, so she was just like, "Hey, a really fun game is just
Russian roulette.
I just play a little Russian roulette on the side. I get my 6-shooter out. I haven't lost so far.
I forgot about that.
She just loads a bullet up. I swear to you, this is in the episode, and she's just like, "Yeah," and then you just put the gun to your temple. And then she just blows her brains out, and that's her whole character, and then that's it. She's gone. And then they have to move on to the next thing to keep Goku
and they
around.
Don't ever address it again. They
never cut back to her dead body. But she's a goner. Luckily for her,
that was so. She pulls that gun out of just nowhere. I could not believe that was happening.
In a modern episode, I don't think she's in the episode at all. Yes, 2. No. Like they would have called it something else, like I got a blaster, or like but she just said she basically like name dropped a gun brand. She said, I got my Smith Wesson revolver, and I'm just gonna put it to my head and shoot.
Yeah, it's 5-1 odds.
I was like, oh my god. That was probably my favorite bit of the episode. I think that, or the guy going to hell, or the Goku ass up shot.
Dude, I forgot. Yeah, this episode was this episode. I mean,
or Goku, humor, but or Goku mistaking Princess Snake for King Kai and then flipping her over.
That was good too. Yeah,
that was funny too, bro. Princess Snake. This episode's pretty good.
This episode was the shining light of this particular 3. I definitely will say from like start to finish. I think, Anyway, but
great for us, starting on a high note.
But I would say the only thing that was like notable was whatever. So they're trying to get Goku to go to sleep, and of course he's like a friggin' like rhino, bro. You can't take him out. Like, he just straight up.
They mentioned it. He's like, this would take out an elephant for 3 days.
Yes, yeah, and then they do their vampire transform thing, and they're about to try and I guess eat Goku, and then Goku wakes up because he's having a bad nightmare. Which, by the way, has one of the coolest shots in this episode because. It's Chi-Chi and Gohan at home, and then Vegeta and Nappa bust in the door, but they white out their eyes. Was cool. They sort of like dark shade the front of them, and they white out Nappa and Vegeta's eyes. They look really cool. It's one of the cooler shots, and it wakes Goku up. But in this process, they have, dude, it's something else we didn't mention. They got Capsule Corp's level tech because as Goku is in this sauna hot spring type thing, they have some sort of machine off to the side that transforms it from daytime to nighttime. And then that was crazy. And then now they also pull out a mirror that allows them to see what Goku is dreaming about, which allows them to see Chi-Chi and Gohan.
That was the craziest part, because you definitely, when they had the day to night machine, you definitely said, damn, Capsule Corp level tech. And I was like, yeah, but like not super crazy. And then Goku falls asleep and they're like, quick, get me the dream mirror. I was like, okay, you got it, Nana. You got it. These guys are different.
And then she makes that comment about like, he's too, what'd she say? He's too like normal, or he's too
boring
or safe, or something like that. So then she
just immediately rolls him out. Yeah, what a crime in a woman's eyes to have a family, and boom, Princess Snake was like, all right, kill him.
Women like that.
This guy's got a wife and kids. True, dude. Wife and kids, lame.
Yeah.
Well, which I guess makes sense in a relationship setting, but I mean, in a life or death setting, that seems a little harsh. I don't think he should die for that. That's just me.
Well, does he die, Doto?
No, he actually wakes up in 3 seconds, and then they instantly face morph from evil snakes to just the snake ladies again in a second. And then I actually thought this part was like funny, even though it really wasn't intended to be a joke. But the Princess Snake goes, "You were talking about Chi-Chi and Gohan," and he was like, "You're lying. I never said their names at all." And she goes, "Well," he's like, "You said it at dinner," and he's like, "You lied. I remember that." When she definitely could have just said you said it in your sleep.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, I guess go ahead the lie route. That really pissed Goku off. And then it's on, bro. Then they start really fighting. Except fighting is in Goku wakes up to the Mirage. He's been inside a snake's stomach the entire time.
Yep. Which is also crazy and probably explains the tech, but also leaves more questions than answers, because like the girl that we're talking about with the Russian roulette, did she actually play Russian roulette? Is she like, do they actually exist and they're not just illusions?
Well, if she is an illusion, then she needs to go to an illusion hospital, because that bullet definitely looked pretty real to me. You can't fake that stuff, guys.
Like, how much of that was real and how much actually was pure illusion? Was it really all just illusion? That's crazy.
I don't know. The Genjutsu was pretty crazy.
Because,
definitely an Uchiha level feat.
If that wasn't an illusion, then why were they trying to get him to go to sleep? And how would he have not noticed at some point that he was confined within just like a snake's belly? You know, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know. That's where the episode starts.
You know?
That's where the episode starts to lose me. The realism.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask too many questions, because then Goku just has to get out of her, and then she starts breathing fire.
Yeah, the snake breathing fire. I don't know why they didn't go the poison route, but hey, you know, it's new and unique. It's the one new and unique thing this giant snake does, because Goku's solution is just to tie her up in a ball, which I feel like I said this in the while we were watching it, but if you are a giant snake in any form of media ever, good luck getting not tied up into a ball, bro. I feel like there has never been one. If you're in a story and there's a snake, that snake's tying himself into a ball accidentally. Yeah, but that's the end. Goku flies away. Is that the end? Or do they do any more human stuff?
That pretty much, I mean, if they do any more human stuff, it doesn't stick out to me. It's pretty much he gets her tied up into a knot and then he flies away.
And that's pretty much it.
Towards... Yeah, and that's pretty much the Princess Snake episode.
I started scrolling down to get to that manga difference, which is that what you're gonna?
Yeah, so I couldn't remember if it was filler or not. Is it?
It made me laugh because one of the wiki has an objects list of going over all the objects featured in the episode. The top one is gun.
Wait, really?
It is just gun, yeah, and it's just guns. Refers to firearms. And then for differences from the manga, yeah, Princess Snake anime exclusive. This is all anime original, but hey, they did a pretty good job on this one. I'm not gonna lie. Do we want to go into the trivia of this, or we just want to jump into a little review?
You can do trivia. Is there any trivia?
Wait a second. There is trivia, and it involves something we care about. One of Princess Snake's attendants shoots herself in the head playing Russian roulette, but is shown to be alive afterwards.
What?
And then Sabin cuts this scene from the episode in 1996. So I guess this scene does eventually go on to be cut.
Wait, so did we watch? I never saw her again.
But I don't think I saw her again. Or maybe she was the blonde one and there was another, like, we just didn't notice it was her again. Yeah, no, I don't know. I definitely think that, I don't know, she should have stayed dead. Anyway, I'm glad they cut it from the show, because now I feel special for watching it. Princess Snake. Let me review this one first, Nano. You go ahead, put your hands up.
Okay.
Please, Nano, please don't copy me again, bro.
Okay, I'm going with this.
Okay. I'm actually very nervous. I don't want us to match anymore. I feel like there needs to be some goddamn division on this show, okay? So like,
don't say this.
Don't mess me up here, Nano, because I'm giving Princess Snake a light 7. I feel like it's a perfect 7. It's funny, you know, when you're talking filler, like, I would watch this and have a good time. Maybe it's a little overrated. Maybe you could say 6, but I'm feeling good on a 7. I just had a good time with it. And it was pretty funny, actually. Got 3 genuine laughs out of me. And that's my reasoning. Nano, what'd you put up?
I put up 6, bro. We're different.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, dude. I'm so glad I didn't say 6.
We did the exact same numbers for all 3 of the previous episodes, bro.
I know. It was the fraud alerts were going crazy, Nano. I had to split us up. 7, again, I could see why you would pick a 6. Maybe you could go into it a little more.
I mean, I just like it was good. It wasn't like I don't know. I'm looking back on my episode rankings, and I feel like I ranked Terra on Arlia a little low for me personally. I should have ranked that just a smidge higher. But I think I put this kind of in the same realm as Terra on Arlia, where it just was a side story. You know, it's just
yeah.
But it was a good cohesive one, as I've already mentioned. But you know, I mean, 6 isn't bad. 6 is above average.
No, not at all. Honestly, I really do agree with you on that. I'm glad I said at least light 7. Because this is a strong 6, I think, but it could be a light 7 for me. I just like the way they juggled it all, and the 3 times I laughed. Like if they cut the gun scene, maybe I wouldn't have even felt 7. But the gun scene being in there is just too good.
The humor here was good. The humor here saved this episode for sure.
Yeah, and the light story, it's memorable. I'm comfortable sticking with my 7. It's gonna be a light 7. There are probably gonna be episodes where this looks weird. Like, I'm sure there's going to be like a Cell arc episode with some fighting, but maybe it's a little slow. And I'll probably say 6, and people are going to go, what, 6 behind Princess Snake? And I'm going to stick to it then. I'm sticking to it now. Princess Snake 7.
I like it.
Well, also, it's the highest score that's going to happen all day today. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, probably.
Damn. Okay. You mean Dueling Piccolos didn't leave a lasting memory for you?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into Dueling Piccolos, Ned. I got a lot to talk about with this one.
All right. Dueling Piccolos. This is the 15th episode of Dragon Ball Z and the 9th episode of the Vegeta Saga and the uncut Dragon Ball Z series.
And the biggest piece of clickbait I've ever seen in my life. Even they knew it, bro. Dueling Piccolos, the title. But Nana, what's the picture? What was the picture for the title? It's Gohan running on a beach with a saber wolf, bro.
Yeah.
Because they knew what they was doing with this one.
There's not much of the Dueling Piccolos. As a matter of fact, as I go down the wiki, it doesn't even have a single shot of Piccolo, which that's not fair. You know what? This one actually did also bait us a little bit, because this one starts out pretty hype actually, because it's so starts out Piccolo, who, by the way, drawn really well. This is probably one of the better drawn episodes, at least initially, that we had seen so far. And he is doing a training thing that ends up moving mountains and creates like a whirlwind that sucks in Gohan and the Sabretooth. Like, so I thought, man, we're in for a trip. Like, I was like, dude, this is going to be that episode. This is that episode. Dueling Piccolos? Like, come on, man. And
was that this episode? I thought that was Princess Snake.
Oh, wait, was that Princess Snake?
Was it? Now you got me guessing.
No, that wasn't Princess Snake.
Are you sure, bro? Are you sure that that's not Princess Snake? Because I think this one just starts with Gohan in the same. I got to look back on Princess Snake. No, wait, you might be right. I don't know. You might be right. Honestly, it doesn't change much. But that section.
Wait,
that section really you talked about was.
I promise we just watched these.
I think that's how Princess Snake starts. But I could be wrong, but I don't know.
If that is not in this episode, oh man, I'm so sad.
Bro, I don't. Hey, you got to just go now, because I can't remember. I'm looking it up.
I'm looking it up too. Give me just a second here.
Oh my God. Take a break in the pocket. This is a pretty huge difference. I'm watching it on Crunchyroll. Oh my God. If I could log in, dude, damn. All right. That didn't take that long. I'm looking it up, Nano. If this Piccolo scene is... Nano, that's in Princess Snake.
Is it really?
I knew it.
No
that's
way.
In Princess Snake. That has nothing to do with this episode at all. Because this episode did not look that good.
That was Princess Snake. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. This episode is really in shambles.
Hey, come back to the podcast when we realize that, because now we got to get, now you know what? Princess Snake 7 deserved, because that scene that you were talking about, Nano, we didn't really touch on it in the Princess Snake review. That scene was beautifully animated.
That scene was
beautifully animated.
Sick. Okay. So this is just him
in the sand.
This is just Piccolo splitting from himself, which was a gruesome scene. I don't know if I'd say it was cool necessarily. It was definitely something, man. Anyway, I did say I do hope that he does like a special being canon, and you didn't believe that would happen, which it then does go on to eventually happen. He does do, which we had like a whole discussion over like which one's the real one, like how would that, like, you know, it's so such an interesting thing to split yourself out like that. But anyways, okay, then never mind. Let me take that back. So everything I just described did still happen in this session, this watch session. My thought was that they included that with the entirety of this episode, because this episode, first off, has almost no dialogue besides the narrator. There's almost zero dialogue here. And Piccolo splits himself out so that he can train against himself, because he is his own worst enemy, sort of thing. He needs to overcome himself to be able to take on these strong new Saiyans coming into coming into the town. I was gonna say coming into the town, but coming to their planet. And then Gohan goes on a One Piece adventure. So that's pretty much this. I don't like, what more do we even talk about? Like, it's just a lot of nothing.
It's a lot by literally nothing. Like, no words are said for most of this episode.
Gohan does very high level math for a 4-year-old. Like, he's doing actual, like,
I guess, yeah, that's
like calculus or like pre-cal, or at least like college algebra. Like,
I probably couldn't do what he's doing. Like, and he's also like drawing schematics for the boat. So this is, if anything, it's a feat show for Gohan's IQ.
Yes. So I guess just to give you, if you guys aren't actually watching this with us and you're just using the podcast, just to give you a quick recap, essentially Piccolo is splitting himself out to fight each other, as we already mentioned, and then Gohan we see sailing on sand, and then this big eagle, which we've already had like our crazy discussion of like these massive flying animals and how scary that would be in real life. Probably one of the scariest aspects of Dragon Ball Z, by the way, is if we had to deal with real life sized, or if those level of birds existed in real life, would be very scary. But Gohan doesn't care. He's just laughing and he's just like surfing the sand until some point he like crashes, and then he goes in the water and ends up on an island. And I remember, because we did feel like this episode was dragging on, and we were like, he runs around and it does look familiar after he just got doing a bunch of running and stuff. And I was like, this is so perfect for how we're feeling for this episode right now, because it does feel like it's just going around and round and round. And it really is almost the most nothing episode of all time. Besides some cool fight scenes with Piccolo, it is the most nothing episode I think we've watched of the 15 episodes of Dragon Ball Z we've watched to this point.
He runs on some sand for 5 minutes, says no words, and then he ends up at the same point where he was on the sand, finds out he's on an island, and then makes a boat. And that was like 15 minutes into the episode.
Which, by the way, he was with a Sabretooth the entire time. Realizes he's on an island and leaves the Sabretooth behind by himself on the island. All the comments, I just opened up Crunchyroll, and maybe I'll start doing this for the next couple episodes of the podcast just because I think it's funny. Half the Crunchyroll comments are, I feel bad for the tiger, and then he never came back for the Mr. Tiger. Yes. This episode is so bad, it even does the filler anime cliche where the character's like, I'll come back for you. No, he's not. That tiger's going to die on that island. Yep.
And that's the way it always was going to be. So basically, Gohan sails off and gets into a storm.
Massive storm.
And then Piccolo
has to rejoin himself.
Mm-hmm. Piccolo, that was the only part of the episode I have any interest in talking about, because Piccolo is fighting Piccolo, and then they both get like, oh, Gohan's in danger kind of thing. And they just one Piccolo literally jumps into the other one, and it looks like it fucking hurts, dude.
Yes.
This looks painful. Like, it does not. And Piccolo even like freezes up and looks at the camera like, I'm just gonna not think about that. That hurt. So he flies out to sea, trying to find Gohan in the worst storm I've ever seen. And then they do the unspeakable.
Dude.
This is actually a two-parter.
Yeah, it's a two-parter. They do not end this up. So like, whereas this whole time we've been having all these like, obviously there's still always going to be the overarching story of Dragon Ball Z that's going to continue to push forward, but we've never had one where it's filler that required us to watch a second episode for like the main story arc. And so it actually ends with Piccolo in the air in the storm trying to find where Gohan is, while Gohan is selling off. His boat is destroyed and he's like hanging on to a portion of the wood from the boat as he goes into the massive like tsunami tornado water thing. And
yeah, like a huge water spout tornado. And that's it. And that's the ending.
I don't think there's even anything else we can talk about. I think that's pretty much it.
We did a full episode review frame by frame.
We missed one thing.
What's that?
The reused Goku running animation on Snake Way.
Oh, they did use that a lot. Yeah, that was pretty hype, dude. That was
sick.
That was something special. So that's just a clear difference between Princess Snake and this. I swear to God, in Premiere, if I took this episode into Premiere, which I won't, don't worry, Toei Animation, I won't. But I could give you like not even just Kai, where you cut out the filler, because obviously the entire episode wouldn't be here. But if you just wanted to know what happened in the filler, I could tell this exact same story in maybe 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'll just take the scene of him running on the sand, finding out he's on the beach, and then building the boat, and then Piccolo comes to save him and can't find him. This did not need to be a two-parter. This sucked. This one sucked. And it wasn't even animated. Like the parts that didn't matter, if you could have made them look good, maybe. But I don't know, bro. I think you mistaking Princess Snake for this one, because you just wanted to believe that first scene looked that good. That
is what it is, by the way. Everyone listening, it's that I wanted to believe that was included in this episode, and they should have just put that in this episode.
That would have honestly, Nano, connected this episode so much better, because then at least it shows that Piccolo and Gohan are in the same place.
Yes,
but
yes,
this one sucked, dude. This one sucked. Manga differences, there are none. This is
purely filler. This has got to be.
Yeah, this is not a manga thing. And who went first on the review for before? There's not even any trivia for this one, because how could there be?
Yeah, there's nothing to yeah. It was I just got through holding up mine, so it would be
yeah, go ahead, bro, because I'll hold mine up.
I did just want to do a full review on. I was like working on the so we master shot to the Twitter, the person running the Twitter account, but I also wanted to have her own Excel spreadsheet. So I will say we've never given one this rating, but I'm gonna be the one to do it, and I'm giving this episode a 1.
Nano got the first one of this series, which I'm jealous of, because I also gave it a 1. I also gave it a 1, bro.
Yeah, this is the worst episode that we've watched so far. The lowest that we've ever rated anything before this was Global Training, which was episode 12. We both gave it a 2, and prior to that was Day 1, which is of course obviously the first episode post Raditz saga, or post Raditz being around, was a 3 from you and a 4 from me. So this is currently the lowest ranking episode in the series
ever. And you know what's crazy is, I think if this isn't the worst episode of the whole series, then damn, dude, like we got something crazy ahead of us. Because this is so.
Can I defend it just for a second though? Even though
go ahead.
I will say to anyone watching, this has some cool, very cool minor moments, but I just can't take away from the fact that it literally did nothing. Like this is if you look up filler for Dragon Ball Z, this has got to be the poster child of what filler is for Dragon Ball Z. This was abysmal.
If you just gave me the dueling Piccolos and that was it, and maybe it was more focused on Piccolo just yelling and screaming, you could have gotten out of here with an easy 4.
Way more.
An easy 4, and you're pushing 5. But wow, like the Piccolo fight scenes couldn't save it for me because they were too spaced out and they were too short. They were cool, like Piccolo dodging the special beam cannon by doing the Trunks head to the side. I can't believe that's in a 1 episode, but no, I literally yawned during the Patreon review.
You know what?
Are you gonna bump it up?
I'm bumping it up.
Oh my God, the Piccolo head thing did it for me.
I can do it. I'm giving it a 2. I'm not giving out my 1 yet. Are you? You're
okay. I'm sticking with 1, bro.
Because series first ever 1.
If you become a key member on the Patreon, this is a crazy plug, but I literally yawned during this episode.
Ask, is this the episode where you yawned? Because I think
I literally yawned, and I wasn't even doing like a joke. I wasn't trying to yawn. I was just genuinely. I'm a little tired today, but I was just genuinely that bored, and it was It was like a peaceful episode. This is like something you put on in the background as like ASMR, or like this would have been a really good looping video on YouTube, like a day of surviving with Gohan or something. like you could have done that, and like then you would have found your target audience. But this is my one. This is my one for sure.
That's all fair. You said there's literally there's nothing really to even like note on this at all.
Not to me, other than the Piccolo stuff could have maybe saved it if it was more together and not spaced out with the
I meant like trivia
worst.
though, trivia and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. There's no trivia. No.
Damn. This is just okay.
Yeah, it's just not a lot to dive into.
With that in mind, then we're moving on to episode 16, or if you're keeping up here, this would be episode 10 of the Vegeta Saga, 16 of the total Dragon Ball Z series, called Plight of the Children.
Honestly, Nano? Honestly, are we talking honest here? Can we be real?
Let's be honest. Let's be real.
I went into this one negative as hell, bro. That episode. This is This is an unfortunate two-parter attached to the worst first part of all time. But honestly, it goes to show how Dueling Piccolos had nothing going on with Gohan, that literally this episode feels completely separate. And I was into it, bro. I was kind of liking it. There was some funny moments. There was some action.
I think the only thing I don't like about this episode was the ending.
Yeah, the ending was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the ending didn't feel to fit the rest of the theme of the episode, but the actual episode itself, I actually really enjoyed.
I actually don't know, because we don't have and this would change things for me, but we're not coming back to these characters, you think, right?
I don't know.
If we come back and there's more, than maybe, but if that's just like the genuine ending to these characters, wow. I mean, I guess that's the presumption I'm working on now, but it would almost seem weird to do it. But hey, I guess we got to talk about it.
I was gonna say, these don't seem like characters that we ever will revisit, but
it doesn't seem like it. No,
I guess I don't know. Yeah, I don't really feel like this is one of those that we'll ever see again, but I would welcome it. I will say that I would absolutely welcome seeing these characters again at some point. I don't think it's gonna happen. I guess let's get into it. Let's get into the thick of it. So this obviously, as we've just kept going on and on about, this is a two-parter. So this starts immediately where the last one left off, which is Gohan. Piccolo actually never finds Gohan, by the way. Just want to point this out. He was
filler moment as hell, by the way. Key sense. They even try to like write it out, because Piccolo's like, I can sense him somewhere around here. What the hell, bro?
Piccolo could have pinpointed him in
exactly exactly. Like this is undervaluing Key sense by like 5 magnitudes, but whatever. That was kind of the last episode's fault. Can't blame this one.
Yeah. So anyway, so Gohan is washed up ashore somewhere new that we don't necessarily know where he's at. So it really is truly straight up continuation, and he's greeted by these two children that it seems kind of like sweet at first, and then the boy is like, "Oh man, he hasn't got anything of value on him." And then it pans over to his sword a little ways away from him, and then the kid just runs and grabs it and takes it, like unsheaths it, and starts just like straight up swinging it around right next to another like small girl. And it's like, what? Like
I thought the only part that I genuinely thought with the angle they showed it at, because that makes Gohan wake up and he walks over and then he like passes out again.
Yeah, because Gohan
it looked like he was gonna fall on the sword and like stab himself.
It really did look like he was gonna fall forward onto that sword. And then so he passes out. So then they end up being semi like good humans and take Gohan to a bed inside in like an abandoned house, where there's a small detail that I did not notice at first that Doto pointed out, and eventually we did see it. They have a doll hanging in the
the kid, the Lord of the Flies kids really they don't have a lot of decorations, so they're just stringing a doll up by its neck over a window.
Crazy.
Not the decoration I would choose, but I mean, props that they even tried, I guess.
And I think it had like just like a very slow moment there for a second. And then all of a sudden there were people approaching.
We stalled out, and then some adults. I still do not know why
they made them so bad, so evil.
They're like, adoption agency people, which I guess the show later goes on to say that they really aren't that evil. It's just the kids perceiving them like that. But I mean, perceive or not, the voices they have, like one of the, they're adults coming to like take in these orphan kids to like put them in an orphanage and like give them a chance at a family and a home. But the guys they send are like, one's like a big fat guy, and then you have like the tall, like muscular henchman, and his voice is literally Cell. He's like, yes, this way. I'm like, oh my God, bro, if I was a kid, I'd run too, man. What the hell? Bro, why did that guy get into a line of work involving children? He's never going to succeed in this field. You got to go become like a voice actor or I don't know, anything else, man. Like with that voice, I'm sorry. It's a no-go, bro. He literally did the imperfect Cell, like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they played up his like them being so evil. I mean, I guess it was just a show from like how the kids viewed them, but for us as the viewers, like I thought it was gonna be much worse than just essentially they're just like DHS or something. They're just like coming and trying to get the kids and put them in like a better situation instead of I guess more context here. So where Gohan washed up on shore was a place that had just been hit by like a tsunami, and presumably all the children's parents were like killed is kind of what they're saying. They're all orphans, so all their parents were killed about 2 years ago, and so it's like an abandoned town, and so it's just like child services coming to try to get the children to put them in homes so that they have like actual, you know, meals on the table, an actual place to stay with electricity, and not just like broken windows out in these abandoned buildings. But they don't play it up like that. They make it seem like what Doto's
they're evil, bro. You even said in the episode, you were like, oh my God, they're gonna come like steal these kids for money or something.
Yeah, because
that's how it was presented.
They were kidnapping the children. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, they're played up like just raw kidnappers. So I think me and you both expected, like, as they're storming the building to get the kids they've run to the rooftop, we were both expecting Gohan to have like a I'm him strong moment.
Yes.
Really though, he just uses like his agility to make a jump that no normal kid can make. And then the real I'm him moment comes when what's his name? Piavlo? I don't remember his name.
Figaro.
But he is him, bro. He's voiced by the future Gohan guy, which you pointed out.
Yep.
And he this episode goes a long way to show that animating stuff like Dragon Ball, like really, like Dragon Ball is a component like made up of many parts that are cool. But if you animate characters like Dragon Ball, it still looks sick to me, because this no-name kid got like an after image speed line effect. And bro, he was him, bro. He was kicking some ass, bro. This guy, he was cool. I liked him.
He had a really cool entrance.
He had like a Teen Gohan entrance.
I was gonna say they gave him a better entrance than like most of the main characters so far in the show.
Honestly, you kind of got a point. He has like the way he's introduced is like he's a shonen hero. Like this is how Naruto would have been introduced in Shippuden. Like he speeds through, rescues a kid, and goes, "I don't think you should be doing that." I'm like, oh my God. Honestly though, he kind of does fall off after this.
He does,
because he saves a girl at like high speed and then 1v2s 2 adults. So clearly he's done some training. I made the joke at as we were watching it, like, bro, Kami needs to find this guy. We might have a hidden strongest Earthling here, because I mean, Nana, do you disagree? This is just raw potential talking and like minor training.
Raw potential. By the way,
like Krillin didn't have this potential. I don't even know. Goku did. All right, I'll be honest. Goku did, but Krillin didn't. He's doing it different.
I just clicked on this character. I guess based on the lore, this character is only 15.
He's only he's different, bro. I like how on the wiki it just made me laugh. It's a Figaro attacks a social worker. That's his big feat.
I was about to say too. Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, he attacked the shit out of that social worker, so I'll give it up. But for a 15-year-old, get this guy suited up for the Z Fighters. I'm gonna be honest. He's fast.
They need to have him there to fight off Cybermen, bro.
He probably could have won. He does remind me of Yamcha a little bit.
Yeah, he does a little bit. So anyway, they fend off with the social workers, and that's when we get introduced to a ton of other children that I guess are living there in this abandoned town. And one of those Doto pointed out was just actually an adult that was like hanging out with the kids.
That's his voice actor, bro. They're all talking about kid problems, and then he's like, I think we should rebuild the roads and cities. Yeah, okay, dude. Okay, dude.
Yeah, anyway, a bunch of hanging out, and definitely some pretty like cool moments here of Gohan like actually getting to interact with other children and stuff, which I thought was really cool. But then we get ambushed. No, we don't get ambushed. We then fast forward to Gohan doing a bit of a
a GTA heist.
Yeah, a little bit of a scandal, dude. He's playing I don't know what is the word here. Playing hostage. That's not the right way to say it. Now you said heist, so you got me thinking of RP. But basically just acting like he's hurt in the middle of the like city square so that the other children can still like potatoes and other food and stuff like that, which leads us to, first off, we haven't talked about the running thing with you, Doto. Doto is so obsessed with the fact that in the Z universe, like you just don't know when a house cat's a house cat or you have
to give every animal a chance to speak English to you. Otherwise, you are a racist in the Dragon Ball Z universe. Because and it goes for every character. Every character, when they see an animal, says, "Hi, how are you?" And to us as an audience, it's like, haha, they're so innocent. But that's not it. That's literally like that's a human. That's literally a test. Yeah. It's like it's survival guide. It's like how how in real life you walk around with a stick in case you run into a snake. Like in the Dragon Ball Z universe, you say "Hi, how are you" to an animal before it mauls you, just to make sure. Like I don't know. It comes up a lot. It comes up a lot more in these early Z episodes than you'd think. I think so far it's been twice. Gohan and Goku have both said "Hi, how are you" to a Sabretooth.
Yes.
No response, but as of yet.
But there are two children here that are not human, and then there is a police officer here that is a dog. So like it warrants Doto's like obsession with this for sure, because right now we are seeing so many characters that are fitting that like description, I guess. But I do feel like it will wane off as we get deeper into the series. I feel like those types of characters go away, but maybe I'm just not remembering them as well.
They still pop up. They're always a thing, but I think with less,
because we're
it's filler. Yeah.
We're in the early days.
Yeah, a lot of filler.
I see. That's the thing too. I think the filler will morph as we get further, but maybe it won't. But
it's gonna. I hope, my genuine hope is that it just becomes more screaming and that's it.
Dude, we are such Dragon Ball meatheads, bro. I swear to God.
But honestly, bro, like if we're gonna get filler storylines, I'll take a Princess Snake. But I swear to God, I'd rather just them scream for 40 minutes an episode than get that dueling Piccolos again, man. I can't take another one, dude. I can't do it.
Okay, so then we might have missed just like a couple of beats in between the Gohan.
We don't need to like look at it all.
We don't need to go to all of it. So then now we're on this chase heist with we got two kids on two bikes, basically. So four kids here trying to get away. Gohan being one of them, by the way, who could definitely just hop off the bike and run faster than any of them. But that wouldn't be fun. And then we got we have the dog police officer on his bike, and for whatever reason, this heist goes on for a while, but for whatever reason, someone over there was like, that day was like, okay, but can I animate?
There was a devious motherfucker in the animation studio that day.
I honestly, by the way, just for context, they aren't really going, like when I say Gohan could have definitely ran faster than these vehicles were going, definitely could have.
No, we are not going to be able to convince anybody that this happens, because I remembered it, and then when I went into my memory, right, I closed my eyes, think about it, I saw the scene, and I'm like, no, that couldn't be how it actually is. Bro, go into it, bro. We're not going to be able to convince them that it actually happens,
dude, though. This does not feel like Z to me. Like, this does not, I cannot believe this is in, like it took me off guard so bad. Like, so they drive by, they're driving all through the town, and they drive by a girl, and it rips all of her clothes off somehow. They animate the shredding of the clothes.
Shredding, like it was.
Like, you know, like when Trunks powers up, or like when they power up, and it just like rips off like portions of clothes. That happens to her.
But then just like they obviously, the motorcycle flies by these two women, and they do the thing where it's like they eek like women in the old media, and then they like go to hold down their dress. I think the reason it shocked both of us is because they go to hold down their dress, and the wind force is so, it just like it rips and shreds all of the dress off. There is no dress, and you get a full ass shot, and then it cuts away. Like you get like maybe 2 frames to like process what just happened, and then you move on. I was with you, Ned, on this. I was stunned. We both immediately were like, well, that was just like inexcusable, right? Like there was just somebody that wanted to draw that, and they were going to draw that no matter what the episode was. They were that, yes. You know, it could have been Cell versus Teen Gohan. If that animator was on that day, the announcer, like, you know, the like woman that Hercule was with, her clothes would have been blown off, bro. Something would have happened. There was no stopping this devious motherfucker that was on the animation team.
Dude, I just, this took me back. I know everyone listening is like, you guys are lying, motherfucker.
I'm making this up, bro. I swear to God, that shit shreds off. It was on purpose. There was no way.
Anyway, so after that, Gohan then, this may have been before this scene, but I know Gohan tells all of them about, you know, not seeing his mom and being on the training and all that stuff. And so they are all determined that they're going to get Gohan to his mom. And
not even they're going to rob a car and drive him there.
Yeah. Sorry. They are purposely waiting on the child service people to come back so that they can yoink their car. Now they do come back. And I remember at this moment, I told Dot, I go, dude, are they about to they're about to come in with like the army on these guys or something like that.
Yeah, Gohan was about to reach for the officer's gun.
And so anyway, they do come with a lot more help. So it's not just the child services people. The actual dog police officer comes. They've got other backup. And so they end up getting like all the children. And Piguero is like the only one.
He fumbles.
The only one that's not like tied up at the time, him and Gohan. And so instead of going for the child services like big van, because they drive this like big van type thing, man, this just does not sound good. But anyway, they go for like the car. They go for like the car instead. And so Piguero and Gohan take off. And I was so confused by this because this just didn't seem in line because
honestly, yeah, it still doesn't feel good.
It still doesn't feel good. Pierre the whole time was like, he like tells he's how we find out that the tsunami thing happened like 2 years ago and he feels responsible for the children. Like he seemed like he was him, but in this case he starts driving off with Gohan and I'm like, they're going to turn around, they're going to do something. And eventually they get really far away and he goes up onto the side of the road. And so I think what I thought they might do, I don't know if I ever said this out loud to you, but what went through my mind, they're going to maybe set up like a barricade or some sort of like ambush to try to ambush them as they're leaving. And Piguero is like, I can't keep supporting them. Like they need to be taken to homes and you can go find your mom and I'm gonna drive off. Like, and he drives off and that's the end of it.
Yeah, I feel like I get what they're going for now. Now that I've accepted that this plot is not coming back, this is not a 3-parter. They could have, what they were going for was like Piguero realizes that his way of life is not for these kids and they should have a home.
Yes.
But they do not take the time to say that.
No.
It's like Piguero looks and he's sad because he sees them all in handcuffs. Little handcuffs, by the way. These children are being arrested. And then he's like, Gohan, get it. And they book it. And they book it out and they're all like, Piguero, please come back, please. And he's not having it. They made it
sad, dude. They made it
sad because what doesn't happen is Piguero doesn't, if he admits to himself that my lifestyle is not a good one and these kids need to go to school and join society, but Piguero doesn't accept that for himself, he still thinks that is whack. So it pretty much is still him just abandoning his friends because they got caught by the feds. And GG's.
Dude, and again, this is so crazy because we just were introduced to all these characters. And they managed to actually make me care about all these characters almost immediately. And I'm like kind of really like into this story. And then it all crumbles in 15 minutes because he seems like this cool figure, has this cool opening, seems like he's really taking care of these kids. I mean, as best as he can, you know? And like in this world, I'd rather them just like got Gohan to where he needed and then them drove off into the sunset. That would have been a much better cohesive
It would have
story.
I think it would have felt better to us, or at least like, you know, it feels like they're setting up like Piguero and Gohan are going to get their get back. But no, he drops Gohan off, says, get out of here. I'm letting those kids go to homes and possibly jail time, and I'm driving off.
Possibly jail time, bro. We're talking about like 5-year-olds, man. Like,
hey, bro, they attacked officers of the law.
You're not wrong.
I saw Rom reach for the officer's gun. Again, it was a detail that they're all going to be tried as adults. Multiple robberies. I mean, they're done for. They'll never work a day in their life. But yeah, that was the 3rd episode, and honestly, even though we're
not done.
Oh, is that not it? Is it? Oh, right, the big final point.
There's one more scene because Gohan.
It was a pretty cool scene too.
Yeah, this is the most probably important portion of the entirety set of filler here that we've been talking about. But Gohan gets back to the house, with Chi-Chi, who, by the way, her husband is dead. Her son has been gone for literal months at this point. Has a stack of books on the coffee table with a picture that she, for some reason, catches midair with her mouth, which was so weird. That was weird to me. Was that weird to you? Like, that felt...
Yeah, no, that was out of place.
I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like she should be in that mindset, you know? Like...
Or just any mindset.
Donald's over here like saying stop being bitch made to Gohan, who's like a 5-year-old who just had his father die, killed off, and then has been separated from his mother. But then like with Chi-Chi, like it's just like, yeah, you should be sulking. And then we finally see her and she's not sulking. She's like, why is Gohan not back here doing his academics and stuff? Like, what? But anyway, Gohan gets to the house and then decides, I'm not doing it.
I'm not saying hi. You could have at least said hi. Like,
dude, I just can't believe you wouldn't go in and at least say hi. Yeah.
He turns around and is like, and then that's when Piccolo sees. And to be fair, it's a cool shot. Piccolo's standing on like a hill, cool, and Gohan's like, Piccolo goes, "What's your mission?" And he goes, to train and defeat the Saiyans. So Gohan's been brainwashed. His mind has been warped. The training has succeeded. And I think,
good, man, we got to defeat the Saiyans, or there's no planet Earth.
Yeah. And I think, Nano, I could be wrong, but I think this concludes like the anime filler exclusive Gohan training stuff. Like,
does it?
I think that this is like the big like last moment of like, we might actually see Gohan regress as a character. Like, he might start whining again now because
he's got to be the character.
Now he has to train with Piccolo. Okay. So I think it's going to be like tougher on him, and he's kind of got to repeat some steps. But yeah. Pretty much, that was the big finale. And so, honestly, the kid stuff had not a lot to do with it. But yeah, it was a better episode than the other one, which is...
not saying much.
Not saying much. That doesn't mean much. But it was okay. I guess I get to go first on this one. There's differences from the manga, all of them.
I thought we were rating it. I didn't know the differences from manga are that this was entirely filler. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That was pretty much it.
Is there anything else to even note from this episode? I mean, it was a fun episode,
nothing to know, but just it made me laugh that I was going through the wiki pictures of that. You know, that one was there. It's a photo of the dress absolutely gone. There is nothing left.
It is down here. Wait. The caption is a lady's dress being ripped off by a passing police officer.
That made no sense at all. Like, that was crazy.
That was definitely something.
That was on that animator again was on Demon Time, but whatever. My rating for the episode.
Wait, I'm not ready. Here, I got it.
You're not ready. He's not ready.
I would give it a this, but I'm gonna give it a this because I just wasn't the biggest fan of how they landed it. But I did enjoy this episode. I will say it, even if this doesn't reflect it. And if you're an audio listener, you'll know my number in a second. Just gotta do your thing.
So episode had a lot of ups, a lot of downs. It was way better than the one we got before. I'm struggling in my mind. I feel like I think we're on the same path. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to match again this early, but this is feeling. I can't fight the truth.
I'm doing it.
This is feeling like a 4 to me.
Oh, the last minute save.
This is a 4 to me.
I had a 4.
Were you 5 and 4?
And I switched it to a 5 because
I knew it, dude. I could tell.
Yeah. That wasn't even just so we could be different. I was just really thinking about it, and I did actually enjoy this episode. And I look over and I'm like, okay, if I gave Terror on Arlia a 5, this is about the same level as Terror on Arlia for me. I
think, you know what? You're kind of spitting. Can I move mine up 2 to match? I think I kind of want to, bro. How is this a... No, it's a 4. It's a 4.
Leave it a 4, Doto. Trust your gut, man. Don't change.
Let me not get emotional. It is a 4. It was fun.
It was a strong 4. Like,
it's a very strong 4. I agree on that. And you know, maybe I'll come to regret it. I'll probably come to forget it. So I don't think I will. But I mean, the dress thing is like such a funny Easter egg that it almost bumps up to a 5 automatically. Because 5 is like neutral. But I guess I'll stay 4. Or it's like it's a little below neutral.
So the recap here for today, by the way, was a 7 from you on Princess Snake, a 6 on Princess Snake from me, a 1 on Dueling Piccolo's for you and a 2 from me, which I almost had it at a 1, and now a 4 from Plight of the Children and a 5. So the highest rating here was Princess Snake, which no surprise here, honestly. Like that is another Gaz and Mez classic, right? Like that is definitely one of those that like when I think of the in-between filler for getting us from Raditz to the Saiyans being here, the 2 episodes I think of are Gaz and Mez and Princess Snake. That
I would 100% believe that that's not even just an us thing. I think that's just a unanimous world thing. It's like the Saiyan saga. Yeah, I remember the filler, Gaz and Mez and Princess Snake, and then boom, he's at King Kai's, and lo and behold, that's not the truth, but you know, it pretty much feels like that, honestly.
I don't think we're to King Kai's until like a few more episodes too, by the way.
Yeah, no, we're not there yet.
I think next pod is another 3 episoder, honestly.
Yeah, probably. But hopefully it'll be a better average than this.
No, I think it will be though. I think if we do 3, it's just out of simple us just wanting to get further into the series, not so much that it's. I don't think we'll have another Dueling Piccolos. I can feel strong in saying there's not another Dueling Piccolos, at least in Saiyan Saga. Maybe in Namek, but not in Saiyan.
Dueling Piccolos is so clickbait, bro. I hate that I have to say Dueling Piccolos. Yeah, I gave that episode a 1. That title doesn't sound like a 1, but it was, dude.
Yeah, because,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, because that was not. That's no.
All right, well, that was pretty much a podcast. Man. No, I'm pretty much podcast outed, dude. I think we did a good job today. You know, society doesn't always ask. You know, they don't make it clear, but I think we really helped out a lot of people today by talking about Dragon Ball Z for an hour.
Man, and I'm glad we could do that. I'm glad all of you guys that are supporting us at patreon.com/key moments and becoming key members for all that beautiful bonus content over there. Appreciate y'all for supporting us here on YouTube as well as on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you listen to the podcast. And if you are just a video listener and you're needing it in audio form, just letting you know it is available on all of those podcast services around the world. Doto, this has been Key Moments.
Nano.
Episode, I think, like 14 now. We've done a lot of these. It's crazy.
Nano.
We're in the teens.
We did it, bro. We made it.
Can you hear that theme? I can.
Oh, I can hear it, and I'm happy to hear it, dude. It's time to go home. It was a bad day for Dragon Ball Z today, mostly, but we're gonna get him in the next one, fellas. We're gonna get him in the next one.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.